Alex is furry.
I am not a furry. I am not a furry.
Whatever you need to tell yourself.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai, and join me tonight. I have our Chivalry of Shota's Shotaro, and our Wizard of Wait What, Shinoda.
I can finally start wearing sweaters again.
Oh my god.
I hate summer.
You sweaty, sweaty boy.
Listen, I want to rip my skin off in summer.
Oh,
it's
whoa.
so hot and miserable.
Unexpectedly violent really quickly.
It's like Satan's taint up in this bitch.
Okay, on that note, I am moving on to what we're actually going to be talking about tonight. So guys, I know it's hard to believe, but as Shinoda has alluded to, the fall season is very quickly approaching us. The year is nearly 3/4 of the way over. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we are looking forward to or not looking forward to so much that's coming up this fall 2019 season. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the first one, which I am reluctantly looking forward to, and that is the third season of Seven Deadly Sins. First of all, I'm a fan of Seven Deadly Sins in general. I have read the manga, seen pretty much all of the anime. There was like an OVA, which I haven't seen yet, but I will. And it's a story that I really love. It's a shonen that's just kind of fun, and it kind of harkens back to like just when shonen used to be really fun. And most of the characters are really cool, except for King. Fuck him. And yeah, it's just another third season. The reason I am very apprehensive about this third season is that they have changed the studio that's making it, and now the third season is being done by Studio Dean. God help us all.
Listen, I think Studio Dean will do fine. It shouldn't be that bad.
To their credit, the trailer that they put out for this third season looks really good. So I'm hoping that that's just not the trailer, falsely hyping me up.
How similar is it to the previous seasons?
You mean like the art style and stuff?
Yeah.
I would say pretty similar, at least in the trailer. I haven't seen any of the episodes yet, but the trailer itself is very comparable to the previous seasons in terms of art style and art direction, it looks like.
Studio Dean's character designs in the trailers look better than what they previously were.
Ooh,
really?
Hot take.
Don't you think?
I would think, well, I think the color palette is a little better, that's for sure. I don't know. Maybe I think I'd have to take another look at the trailer, maybe one or two more looks at the trailer, and then go look at some footage from the old episodes, but maybe, I don't know. I was more concerned with things like the color palette and the animation than I was necessarily the art style.
Well, there wasn't too much animation in the trailer.
That's true. There wasn't. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just really hoping Studio Dean is not Studio Dean. I know that they, over the past few years, they have done, they've done Konosuba, which was great. They did Rakugo, which was fantastic. But over the last year or so, they've been kind of in that lull where they're kind of sliding back into their old Studio Dean ways. I will say one thing that does give me hope is they did get Hiroyuki Sawano back to do the music. So at least, if nothing else, the soundtrack will be fantastic. But I do think all the other staff is pretty much different. I know it's got a different director than the first two seasons. So I'm just hoping Studio Dean can pull it off, because I actually do genuinely like Seven Deadly Sins, and I would hate to see it go to shit now. That's all I got. I made
Honey, it's
Seven
already
Deadly
gone
Sins.
to shit.
Excuse me, fuck you.
Whoa. Okay, calm down there.
No, fuck you. Anyway, so that's Seven Deadly Sins, the third season. The third season actually does have a title. It's called Wrath of the Gods, I think.
Pun on the
I
main
think.
character.
What?
Pun on the main character.
That's true. Yeah, it's not just called season 3. It's called Wrath of the Gods. So that should be interesting. Anyway, moving on. So, show, what do you got for us first off?
I have this strange original anime called Kabuki Show Sherlock. So if you ever wanted to order a Sherlock from the red light district, you should definitely watch this, because Kabuki Show is Tokyo. I think it's Tokyo. I don't know which city. Some city in Japan.
It is. It's
okay,
in the
it is
Shinjuku
Tokyo.
ward of Tokyo.
Okay, yes, it's Tokyo's red light district. Honestly, the trailer looks not bad. All it is just like various characters, but I like all of the different characters. It reminds me a lot of Durarara because it has such a large cast and it's like in a city. But otherwise it has nothing else to do with Durarara. But I do like Durarara, so I like the city feel, the big city, big cast feel. I also really like the red light district feel. You know me. Mm-hmm. But I do like, it's a really interesting aesthetic that they have. They animated the district really nicely in the trailer. There's no like nudity in the trailer and it's not ecchi. So actually it's mostly it's primarily a mystery. So, and also like a drama with a little bit of comedy. So it looks like it'll be interesting. There's some weird characters though. There's like most of the characters I think are adult, but there's this like, I think the character that's supposed to be Sherlock is someone in a trench coat with like an old man face, which is very stereotypical. But there's also like the typical high school boy. There's like grade school Shota, which I don't know what he's doing there, but you just see him at night walking. I don't know what he's doing in the red light district, but
wouldn't you like to know?
there's this fully bearded Okama, which is a gay stereotype of a feminine presenting man, which is problematic, but it's very interesting. I'm curious about this anime. Oh, it's also directed by a female director, Ai Yoshimura, best known, not really best known, but somewhat known for her being the episode director of Black Butler, and we all know how amazing Black Butler is, as well as the episode director of what Danshi Kokosei no Nichijou? High School...
The Daily Lives of High School Boys.
Okay, there's the English title. That thing. As well as a plethora of other... episode director of Oreimo.
And Anohana.
Yes, but I was trying to specifically point out her weird tastes in directing.
She's been around.
Yeah, she has a lot of other weird directorial credits. So this should be interesting.
She also directed the first season of Snafu.
I will be looking forward to what she pulls out of her sack of tricks for this.
I was
show.
really hoping you were going to say ass. I was really hoping.
Oh.
I would like to point out something about this. The guy who's doing the series composition and I assume also script writing for this show also did the series composition and script writing for Erased, for 91 Days, for Joker Game, for the first season of Haikyuu, and the currently airing Fruits Basket remake. So
Funny.
he's got some chops.
Joker Game was okay. But
91
don't
Days
tell
is
me
pretty
about the
good, though.
script writing for Erased. Okay.
Well, okay, that was hindered by its source material.
This
But
was-
91 Days was really good.
It's an iffy staff.
Well, maybe. But 91 Days was
Oh,
really good.
and it's also going to be animated by Production IG, so you know the animation is going to be decent at least.
What's going to be CG? Who knows?
Oh my god. Production
CGI
IG
Tokyo.
did not do the CG Titan.
No, but Production IG should just, at this point, just be called Production CGI.
Why? What
Damn.
part? Why?
Because there's just so much CGI that leaks into what they do.
Like
It may
what?
not be the focal point of what they do, but there's so many things that it leaks in. Sometimes it's really small things, but
If you say so. I don't know what animation you're talking about.
anyway.
Show, I'm just gonna have you watch this and tell me if I need to check this out or not, honestly, because this just sounds really weird.
You know you like it.
I did watch
Oh
the
no. But what's it called? Production IG also animated Joker Game.
That's
which
true.
The episode, not episode, what did you call the series composition?
The series composer.
Also composed. Interesting.
I will say I watched the trailer for Sherlock and I thought, well, it does have an interesting aesthetic to it, like a visual aesthetic. So, if nothing else, that might get me to try it out.
I guess. You should.
I probably will. All right, moving on. Shinoda. Oh God, get this over with quickly.
Oh yes, boys and girls, we've been waiting for what feels like forever now, but we finally have it. Studio Bones, they done did it again, back with the Boku no Hero Academia season
You fucking
4.
weeb. Just call it what it's called in English. Jesus Christ.
No, fuck them weak ass weebs. We call it Boku in this house.
Boku no Pico.
The superior version.
The superior version of Boku no Hero Academia is Boku no Pico. Pico is what happens when Deku doesn't break all of his bones.
No,
You
stop.
can get those knees behind the ears.
October 12th can't come soon enough. I am excited. I am hyped. Just all sorts of things. I can't wait to see what happens. It's gonna be another great season, more than likely, of My Hero, and yeah, like anyone who's here at this point is just more than likely in it for the long run, and the fan art.
I would hope. How many episodes has there been so far? Each season's had 12 episodes, right?
I think so. I genuinely am not sure.
Well, I would hope if you're to the 4th season and you're still here, you're in it for the long haul. You probably like it by now if you're still with it. Although I say that, show, would you like to tell everyone at home what show you finally dropped after 96 episodes?
I finally stopped rewatching Boku no Pico 96 times.
To tell the truth, what did you stop? What did it take you 96 episodes to figure out you didn't like?
I finally stopped watching Spice and Wolf episode
Motherfucker!
1 96 times.
You are so salty about this because you sunk so much time into it and you wanted it to be good and it wasn't. Tell them what you stopped watching, you bitch.
I finally okay. I stopped watching Black Clover, okay? God.
I am the only one left watching it still.
You are Shinoda. You are the only one left watching it. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, the third and second season had 25 episodes each, not 12.
Oh, okay. All right. So then, yeah, if you're still watching MHA after this long and you're getting into the 4th season, it's a good bet you probably like it at this point.
Yeah, you already know what it's about, what everything that's there. So
Hey,
you're in there.
Chinoda, would you care to make a bet with me?
Okay, what?
Let's do an under-over bet about how many times Deku's gonna break his bones this season.
I want to say like only 3 times.
I say that's where the bar should be at 3, and then I'll take the over on that, and you can take the under.
Okay.
With an
all right.
over-under bet, if it hits on it, that means the person who bet under wins.
All right.
I don't know. It seems like there's so many memes about Deku breaking his bones.
No, he does, but he's actually learned to stop doing that dumb shit. Because
You
like
say that, but you think
permanent
after the first
damage.
couple of times he would have learned.
Yeah, but boy's a dummy. But yeah,
Uh,
we'll see how it goes at the end of the season. If we even
All right,
remember
then.
this.
Oh, don't worry, I will. Especially if he goes more than 3 times breaking bones.
You won't watch the show, but you will pay
No,
attention
fuck no,
to
I
it.
won't watch the show, but I'll ask someone who I know watches it how many times they broke the bones, and it won't be you.
So why not me?
Because I don't trust you with a bet that you're gonna be truthful.
Aw. Shame. Okay, fine.
So we'll come back for the winter preview, and we'll see who won the bet.
Alright.
Do you even know what this season's gonna be about? Because I don't think you read the source material, do you?
I don't. I've only watched the PV, and all I see is, well, villains
Monkey
have
bones.
stepped up their game, and there's a lot more stuff going on now. And you see who are called the Big Three of the Academy actually stepping up and doing things. So, yeah.
Wait, the big 3? Is that Naruto, Luffy, and
Oh
Ichigo?
my god, shut up. Alex, just talk about your next show.
I'm fucking old. Give me a break.
Listen, I remember those days. Don't act as if we weren't there. Chill.
I wasn't there.
No, he wasn't.
I'm
All right, so
alive.
the next anime coming out that I want to talk about is called Chubyo Gekihatsu Boy, which I guess loosely translates as Young Disease Outburst Boy. So, did you like love Chunibyo and Other Delusions? Well, if you like that, you'll probably love this because this is basically that show just gender bent.
I love it. I'm in. 100%.
So the main character in this one is actually a high school girl who has just transferred schools, and she meets a group of boys at the school who are suffering from Chunibyo, which is delusions of grandeur. And that's pretty much it. There's one who thinks he's like this superhero. There's one who's supposed to be really, really handsome, but only has a thing for 2D girls. And there's one who pretends that he's been like a reincarnated devil. And then there's someone who basically stirs shit all the time between all these people. So it's just, again, much like Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions, just a really good excuse to have fun with different archetypes.
Listen,
And
I
go
just
ahead.
want to say this. Like, one of the characters in there, the one who dreams of becoming a hero, his name's Noda. That's one of my nicknames. I'm
That
gonna be
is true.
watching it and cheering him the fuck on.
That is true. There's gonna be like a literal Noda in this, so that's
I'm so happy.
you know.
I've never seen that before. I have a son now. I'm so happy.
Also, I'd like to point out this is also being done by Studio Dean, and the last time Studio Dean had 2 shows airing in the same season, they were both pretty good. So,
Yeah,
You
let's
say
see if
it's
they manage to get the workload right.
You say it's a gender bent Love Chunibyo and Other Delusions, but in the trailer of this one, the main girl seems to have a medical eye patch on. So it doesn't really specify that the main girl is or isn't a Chunie. So
yes, but if you think about it, everyone in Love Geneva, the Delusions is pretty much a Chuny, just at different levels.
I
Facts.
guess so.
Even the main character in Love Geneva, the Delusions, if it was a Chuny, then stopped being a Chuny, then he meets Rika and he's like, okay, I gotta be a Chuny again.
So then why is it gender bent? Isn't it just the same thing?
No, because the main character in Love Geneva, the Delusions is Toka. And
Who's Toka?
in this one it's, I don't know, what was his name? I forget his, I know it started with T, didn't it?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I forget the main character's name. That's not Rika.
This alleged main character isn't even in the poster.
Oh my goodness, I just noticed that. You're right.
No idea
Amazing.
what she's doing with her life.
I just noticed that. You're right. Anyway, I as myself personally, I'm a huge fan of like the Junipero character archetype, so I'm definitely gonna watch this. It may end up being shit. I don't care. It is based on a light novel, so 50-50 whether it would be a good adaptation or not, I guess.
You like the archetype because you are the archetype.
Where's the lie?
He's not. Yeah, he's not even gonna.
I also... why is this
Although
show...
I'd like to say it takes one to know one.
Just gonna ignore that. Why is this show tagged as music under the genre is my question.
Yeah, you know
Are
what?
they
I saw
gonna
that
break into
too.
song and dance?
I saw that too, but I'd like to point out that I don't think that Sarah Zanmai had that tag, and they certainly did break out into song.
Okay, so then we're looking at double the songs as Sarah Sandmeyer.
Maybe there is actually. Maybe it's gonna be like an anime musical. Oh, one can only hope.
Oh God, please no.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this, even though apparently not too many people are, at least on Mal. But yeah, that's Young Disease Outburst Boy. I'm never gonna remember that. All right, so moving on. Show. What do you got for your second one you want to talk about here?
Speaking about adorkable boys,
Oh,
I'm gonna be watching Hoshi Ai no Sora, which is about a high school boys soft tennis club. But
soft tennis.
I know that's very
What the hell is
sexual.
soft tennis?
Yeah, I
What?
don't know what soft tennis is either. I just googled
You
it.
know,
Apparently,
I used to play tennis, and I have no idea.
apparently it's an Asian thing. Going to Wikipedia, that's not me being racist. That's just me reading Wikipedia. Okay, they use a rubber ball instead of the tennis ball you know of. So, I guess they
These
really
weaklings
like
should just play ping pong.
they really like
So-
to rubber it.
So, oh wow. So basically, it's essentially it's a tennis played on the same like size court and everything, just with a different ball.
That's what I assume. I didn't look into it too deeply. So honestly, I don't really care. I'm not here about the tennis. Let me tell you about that.
I think with
At least you're.
I would think
honest
with the
about what
rubber.
you're there
I
for.
would, as someone who's played tennis before, I would assume with a rubber ball, it would have more of like a regular bounce to it. But what do I know?
I feel like a rubber ball would be more massive than a
Well, we shall
tennis
we
ball.
shall watch this and find out all about soft tennis.
No, I don't think this is going to be educational. Either way, I would really caught my eye about this was the trailer. The art style is really minimalistic. It kind of reminds me of like the character designs are kind of remind me of like a low res KyoAni, like KyoAni on 240p. I'm not
Honestly,
kidding.
looking at it now, I honestly would say this is what KyoAni would draw male characters like back in the day.
It's like the boys are really like chubby and moe, and the way it's animated, even though it's like low res, the low res makes it feel like really homey and cozy, and it looks so nice. And the poster of this show is like boys hugging a soft tennis racket like a freaking pillow. It's just they look so shy. Oh my God.
I just now realized where this style comes from. The studio that's producing it is Studio 8-Bit, which
Honey,
probably most recently known for doing Slime Tensei.
they only used 8 bits when animating this show. So they're true to their name. It's only going to be 12 episodes, so it's short and sweet. It's going to be coming of age
Yeah, so
story.
are you.
I think it'll be really, what do you call it? Iyashike? A very healing experience.
Yeah, Shike. Yeah.
Um,
Maybe.
yes.
There's always room for more Iyashike anime. God, like stuff like Yuru Camp and Flying Witch. God, we need more of that.
The art style is very reminiscent of Flying Witch.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I don't know, I might check this out. But let's be honest, what caught your eye was the cute boys.
Honey, he's gonna hug more than that tennis racket.
Whoa.
Okay, moving on.
All right, moving on. Jesus Christ, why did you write Food Porn Season 4?
That's literally what it is, okay? Are you gonna argue with me on that?
I mean, no, not really.
Yeah, that's what I thought. As he said, we finally have it back. It's the 4th season, and I think the final season, if I remember right.
I don't know. I'll be honest, I stopped watching the anime after season 2.
I
finished the manga though. God, that manga ended so disappointingly.
What? It's ended?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
over.
I should
It's been
really
over for a
finish
long
it.
time now.
This is not really a spoiler, but I will go ahead and say spoiler alert. The manga ends on a fucking cliffhanger.
Wow. I'm not satisfied. What is that? What is that person even? What is that mangaka even doing with their life now that they're
Cashing
finished?
that fat check
But
all the
like,
way to the bank.
they had such a good IP. Why would they end it?
Okay, so
On a bad
funny
note.
thing, I was actually about to say I don't want to hear whatever you're about to say because I don't want any spoilers. But for some reason, like audio for you to cut out right when Alex said whatever, and then it
Well,
came
see,
back.
it all worked out. It all
I
worked
don't
out.
know what the hell, but that was
It all
amazing.
worked out.
Why does Mal not list the manga as finished airing? I mean, finished publishing.
Because it hasn't aired. I don't know, because Mal is Mal. Mal takes forever. They want stuff to be like triple
No, it
and
does
quadruple
not. Mal
confirmed.
does not take forever.
Well, I can tell you for a fact, as someone who reads the manga, it's been finished.
Yeah. I can't
Rage quit faster than fucking
relax.
Dark Souls.
I can't remember. I think I heard about this being the last season a long time ago. I can't confirm that though because I am not seeing anything about that being said anywhere right now. But yeah, 4th season finally. JC staff is back at it again. We've waited over a year at this point for this, but we're finally getting it again. I'm excited.
Yeah, JC staff back with their 800th anime of 2019.
Really though, like God, they have put so much on themselves. But I'm looking forward to it. I want to see where this story goes, and like, maybe hopefully this will be the final season. And I'm looking forward to the antics, the really pretty food, and hopefully some new dishes I get to try out.
And well, you
Oh,
forgot
no.
the most important part. That sweet, sweet area service.
It is it's some pretty fantastic service. I'll agree to that.
Yeah. Maybe if this does end up being the last season, maybe they'll actually write a coherent
You
ending.
think they'll actually split off from the manga?
It can't be worse.
God. The more I hear about it, just the worse it sounds, and I don't want to know, but I'm so curious.
I'm just so disappointed in how it ended. It's kind of soured my entire taste for the franchise, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I'll still say, first and foremost, that the first season of Food Wars is absolutely fantastic, and I think everyone should watch it. But in terms of the anime, it went downhill after the first season. And the manga had been going downhill since I would say its 3/4 point.
Big yikes.
Yeah. So sorry to be such a downer, boys and girls,
Well,
but
we'll see how they do. All I know is I'm looking forward to the next season to see where it goes and everything. So yeah, that's Food Wars.
fair enough.
Alex.
Well, you
Yeah,
and 50,000 other
which,
people
I mean,
on Mal.
hey, let's go. I guess a lot of people are still into it, which is pretty great, all things considered.
All right. So the last one I want to talk about from my in-depth portion, moving on here, is a anime called Beastars.
Yes, you are.
I'm not a furry, but
You've
no,
been
I'm not.
saying but
No, I'm
after,
not. It's
saying
slanderous.
I'm not a furry a lot recently, okay?
I am not. Listen, I will never, ever admit to being a furry, even if I was one. Yeah. So, Beastars is an anime based on a currently releasing manga that is filled with anthropomorphic animals. The main character is a wolf. There's a rabbit. There's a deer, bear, dog, tiger, all kinds of these. So the story itself centers around the main character of the wolf. His name is Legoshi. He is a member of the drama club at a school that he goes to, and from what I can tell, watching the trailer and reading a couple of the synopses that I found about it, the story kind of revolves around this concept of don't judge a book by its cover, because the main character, while being a wolf and being like an object of fear from everyone around him, he is pretty soft-hearted, honestly, and it's kind of like that old adage that you just shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And I think it's this story, as far as I can tell, is a sort of slice of life coming of age tale about how you just shouldn't judge people by the first appearance. I think you're going to see a lot of that repeated a lot in this story. There's like a really cute bunny who seems to be kind of bitchy. So I don't know. I'm interested to see where this goes. The one detracting thing for a lot of people is this is done in full CGI, and you can definitely tell. Although I personally didn't think it was bad from what I saw in the trailer, I can certainly see a lot of people being turned off by this. I don't know how you guys would feel about that. I know that, Sho, you have your very obvious issues with full CGI stuff.
Well, I didn't even know that Arthur was getting a sequel.
How long were you waiting on that?
Oh my god.
But no, I don't like
I can't
the
even be mad
animation
about
in
that,
this
honestly.
trailer.
You don't like it?
No.
Yeah, I know you don't. You typically just don't,
Because I'm not a furry.
react well.
Unlike you.
I'm not a furry. Fuck all
I
of
don't
you. I'm
understand
not a
what
furry.
you see in this show.
I like slice of life, and it seems like it's going to be a coming of age slice of life. So it's not Well, yes, okay. If you are already a furry, it will probably appeal to you anyway. But I'm saying that even if you're not a furry, it's like fucking. I like a lot of Disney movies that have fucking talking animals in it. That doesn't make me a furry.
Doesn't it though?
It does. Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, so everyone who watched The Lion King is suddenly a furry.
To
oh
be
my
fair,
god.
a lot of people have a weird attraction to some of the lions.
Oh my, I can't win for all right, I'm stopping while I'm fucking still ahead. All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna give this a chance because the trailer made the story look really compelling. Other than that, I mean, if you're a furry, yes, you're probably gonna watch this anyway because you're a disgusting.
All I can say is
but,
I'm looking forward to the porno fit.
And you're shaming Alex for being a furry.
I'm trying to gracefully lead us away from this, and you lead us right back in.
Hey, show. What are you? What are
God
you
damn it.
watching other than that?
Yeah, please, someone move on.
I'm not watching. I'm not going to watch this show, but I have African off.
Speaking of furries, oh my god, I can't get away from it.
Goddamn, stole my joke. I have African Office Worker on my list of shows for some reason. Mostly because it's ridiculously stupid. It's just like African safari animals in an office. And if that concept isn't ridiculous enough, the trailer of it has them they animated them really strangely. Like it is very off-putting, very jarring. I don't know how to describe it really. It's not even CG. I don't think so. It's just very I feel like it's like a lot of different techniques of animation that are all mishmashed
Take a
together
look at this.
to be really bad. And it doesn't help that all of these animals are very how do I say, very passionate about their job. So it is
Now, when you say passionate, do you mean like dicks out passionate, or
honey, maybe for a furry like you, but no. I mean, like they're screaming and being very enthusiastic. So it seems quite a circus, pun intended. I guess that was a sad pun. It doesn't have a episode duration listed, so but I feel like a show like this is gonna be like 5 minutes because I don't see this holding anyone's attention span for more than 5 minutes. I also wrote this down because the tagline and the English title of this show is African Office Worker, which is like vaguely racist. Like, it's not, it's so direct. It's like, this is what an African office worker looks like. And I'm like,
well,
is it?
All the animals depicted come from the African savannah.
I know, but the way they phrased it, it's like having a Western show called Japanese Office Workers and have them all be pandas. Like, that would be vaguely
Okay,
racist. It's too direct,
I might actually
anyway.
watch this
I find it vaguely racist.
because
of course
okay,
you would,
no, hear me
Shinoda.
out. So from the description, it was reminding me of something else that aired like 3 seasons ago, something like that. And I was like, you know what? Let me check the PV out for it, and I just did. And you know what it reminds me of? Honda-san.
Who?
The bookseller Honda-san with the skull face.
That
Oh.
skull-faced
that's the name of
bookseller
it.
Honda-san.
But no, it legitimately
I mean,
reminds me of that.
maybe.
Like from the style of it to even like the how the show is done. It just reminds me of it. And if it's got the same sense, like I might actually watch it because Honda-san was like a hidden treasure, honestly, and I enjoyed it.
Well, it is now confirmed that you are not only a furry, but also a masochist. This show is also based on a web manga, so not being
I wouldn't
judgy,
be surprised if it were a short.
but I feel just by that alone, I feel like it's also gonna only be 5 minutes. And I just want to say that the studio doing this is called Hot Zipang. I've never heard of them, but and that's in all caps.
So you gotta scream it.
I'm not screaming it. But I'm sure the characters in this show will. But that is quite the name of the studio. This is all I can say.
Do you want to hear some of the
Not
stuff that
a
they've
lot.
done?
No.
It's
Okay. Not a lot, and none of it good.
So yeah, don't watch this.
They also animated a music video for Pharrell Williams.
Oh.
I don't know why.
That's not a positive, by the way.
As I wouldn't consider that necessarily positive. All right, so Shinoda, I know you have
Yes,
one
we
more, but
have
do
to,
we have
because
to?
there are people that actually like it, including me, surprisingly.
God damn it. All right, well, the floor is yours, sir. I'm gonna go to sleep for a few minutes here.
Sword Art Online. Alicization. War of the
Ash
War
Underworld.
of
cringed
plot armor.
so hard. What is
I
that
don't know.
accent?
Fuck it, just go with it. My god. You have to question everything?
I do when I'm literally dying inside.
Just die inside. Just make it quick.
Wow, rude.
It was
So,
okay. Just go.
War of the Underworld is the second part to season 3 core 2. It's gonna be based around after everything that happened in the first part, because they decided to.
Wow, great
Damn, can
deduction.
I finish? Oh. So they decide to do this in an interesting way, where they actually took the time to flesh out characters and stories and make it last, which I actually appreciate. It definitely makes it a lot better, which is, good, because this is Sword Art. Let's be real, it's not that good. Third season, it was honestly surprising that it was so much better than the others. So I'm glad about that. I really am. I'm looking forward to
Was it
it.
that
It
much
was. I
better?
will say that it actually was a lot better than the first two parts, or first two seasons, I should
If you
say.
say so.
That's
I mean, fair
exactly what he
enough. No,
thinks
I
of
don't
that.
blame him. I really
Fucking
don't blame you
yawn.
guys. But like, if you have some kind of weird, just into it still, no matter what, like, you're into it, and that's just how I am. I'm still into it, even if I will consider most of it trash. But surprising enough, season 3, it's actually decent. Um, I'm looking forward to where the story turns out. They're fighting for the rest of the server that they're stuck on, and it looks to be interesting. I'm looking forward to all the scenes, because action legitimately has gotten better. So yeah,
Can,
go
can
ahead.
I just point out something? I think any reasonable society at this point, when all this shit has happened with these games, would just shut it down and say,
Oh, no,
no
no. So
more.
here's the fun part. Like, there's only like one person in there that we know of, and that's just Kirito. Everything else in there are programs.
Then unplug the fucker.
Video games.
Problem solved.
Video games cause violence, everyone.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
Condone
done.
them.
We're done. That's it. Shut up. Jesus Christ.
I don't know how this is 24 episodes. Like, Alicization ended at like the end of the arc. I feel like only one more episode of content was necessary to wrap up the arc. I don't know how we're gonna have 24 episodes full of content after that.
No,
Oh,
because
oh,
it's
I can
two
tell you
separate
exactly
arcs
how. I
in
know.
this overall thing.
So it's gonna you say they only needed one extra episode. So what's gonna be? This is 24 episodes. Okay, so what you're gonna have is 23 episodes of pure bullshit plot armor, followed by one episode of actual story.
The Endless 24.
God,
Yes,
don't
the
say
endless
that.
24.
That makes me scared.
Also, uh this arc is gonna be objectively worse than Alicization because uh
Kiritoi.
Kirito's boyfriend will not be in this anime because he's not in the poster.
Just
So
because he's not in the poster doesn't mean anything. Anything can happen with this bullshit.
he's not
Also,
listed on Mal as one of the main
I,
characters.
I'd like to also point out that Alice's last name is Zuberg. We were so close to having a Zoidberg in anime.
One day.
So
One day.
close.
Maybe we'll get a anime Futurama adaptation.
Fucking Mappa, get
Imagine
on it.
though, my god.
Are we done with Sword Art
Okay,
Online,
fine. We
please?
can be done with Sword Art Online for now.
Thank God. Now that that's over with. Yeah, until season 4 or 5 or
No, till
whatever
it starts
fucking
airing,
number it
then I'll
is
be
comes
talking
around.
about it to you guys, even though you won't
Oh,
care.
God. All right, so moving on to our rapid fire segment, we are going to start with myself. I am going to talk about Azure Lane. So, Azure Lane, as you know, is a really popular mobile game, especially in the East. It's finally getting an anime adaptation. Woohoo. It's full of hot, personified ship girls. Yay. I mean, as a fan of the game myself, I'm definitely going to be watching this. I don't actually expect this to be good because if history has told me anything, it's that anime adaptations of mobile games are pretty much shit. But I did want to point out actually two things. The USS Enterprise is being voiced by Yui Ishikawa, who is the voice of Violet Evergarden and Mikasa Ackerman. But Sumire Uesaka is voicing 3 different characters in this show. 3 different main characters in this show. She is voicing HMS War Sprite, HMS Queen Elizabeth, and the KMS Deutschland. So Sumire Uesaka is probably best known. I was best known, but known to us here as the voice of Charlotte Bloodfallen in Overlord. She's also the voice of Dekamori in Love Geneva and Other Illusions. But I thought it's like waiting to see how this gets pulled off. But one voice actor doing 3 main character roles will be impressive if she can pull it
I
off.
believe in her. She can do it.
I believe in the Uesaka who believes in me. That's anyway. That's Azure Lane. Hot ship girls. Some lolis too. So yeah, that'll be.
You say they're hot, but they're like 240p. The character designs are pretty bad in this anime.
No, they're not. Well, maybe in the anime, but not the actual game.
Yeah, the game they look good, but the trailer for the anime doesn't. They don't look good, in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Next, what do we got? Show.
Oh, well, I have 3 letters for you. P-E-T. Me. No. Just Pet. Is an anime that I am interested in just because it's called Pet. And and okay, the synopsis doesn't make any sense, so I'm not gonna attempt to explain it. The English is not grammatically correct. So I will not hurt my brain trying to explain it.
Oh wow, it's not. Oh my god.
It's something about telekinesis, something, mind control. But the poster is one bishi and a few daddies in the back. So I think, and the title is Pet, so I think I don't need to read the synopsis to understand what is going on here. And I'm interested in it. So we'll see who's pet in Pet.
Oh my.
Pet.
I would like to point out that this is being done by Geno Studio. It's a relatively new studio, but they have come to prominence lately as being the studio that did Golden Kamuy seasons 1, 2, and 3.
I heard that was animated well.
It is very well animated. Except for the one in episode 1 of Golden Kamuy, there is a CGI bear that does not look good. Other than that, everything else is pretty damn good. All right, Genoda, what do you got?
Blue Fantasy, the animation, season 2,
which is not an anime about diving.
No, it isn't.
To be specific, that's Grand Blue Fantasy, or no, Grand Blue Dreaming.
For those of you who don't know, this is based off of a game actually turned into a anime also. I never played the game myself, so I don't know jack shit about it. But I did watch season 1 of this anime, and it was decent, honestly. It wasn't anything to necessarily write home about, but it was decent. Characters definitely looked pretty, and they had some good-looking scenery, so I liked that. Action was okay. So what's different about this is A1 Pictures did season 1 but season 2 is being done by Studio Mappa, which I found to be interesting. I wonder like what happened with that.
which which means it'll look really good for the first 5 or 6 episodes, and then they're gonna start cutting
Don't
corners.
scare me. I don't want that to happen.
Tororo.
Don't say that, Alex. The producer also, I don't know if there aren't more just added yet, but according to Mal, Dugout is who is producing it. I have no clue who they are. But for season 1, it was Aniplex Tokushiana Film Corporation and Cygames. So it looks like quite a few changes have
Huh.
happened. From what I watched of the PV, it still looks about the same. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it still. I'm just hoping it won't be drastically different from season 1.
I've never played the game, and I've never watched the first season. All I know is that the
He
main
is a
character's kind of hot.
cutie.
Yes, I'm ready for
Yeah,
the
same.
porn. Granblue has some quality pornographic content.
This is true, honestly. Like I definitely looked some stuff up after season 1, and there's more than expected.
It's a very
All right
popular
then.
game. Not so much a
I,
popular
I know that the
anime.
game is pretty popular, but I know the first season was kind of had
Yeah,
mixed
I'm honestly kind
reception.
of
So
surprised.
I dropped
anyway,
it before I finished the first episode.
I'm honestly kind of surprised this got a season 2. I'm not complaining. I'm just surprised.
yeah, I wasn't expecting it either. Anyway, moving on. The next one I want to talk about is No Guns Life. Now, I know what most people are going to be saying. Yes, it looks ridiculous. A man with a gun for a head. I agree. The premise of the story
Power of
actually
anime.
sounds interesting, where the main character, who
I'm
is,
just like the power
huh?
of anime.
Yeah, right. But your power combined. So the basic story is that there's a war, and these people, they call them extends in the synopsis, have their bodies modified to turn them basically into living weapons, and the main character is one of them. And this procedure to turn him into a living weapon turns his head into a gun. But what he does after this war is over is he makes a living taking on cases that involve other extends within the city that he lives in, and a lot of this seems to involve him taking them down in some way or another because they've kind of gone crazy. So the story itself seems interesting, if not the design, which seems really weird. It's based on a manga that's currently releasing, being done by Madhouse, and yeah, the animation looks good in the trailer. So hopefully it's good, and hopefully I can get past the fact this guy has a gun for a head.
I can't.
It will be very difficult for me, I will admit.
Listen, people over here in the States
All
will
right.
see him and just adopt him as the new America man.
The official anime of the NRA.
Oh my god, can you imagine though?
Wait a minute. Oh, we can't say that because that anime is actually coming up,
Wait,
and
what?
I'm going to talk about that. So, Show, what do you got? Yes, just keep going. Show, what do you got?
Chihaya Furu is finally getting a third season after 6 years. I was not expecting this. I actually really liked the first 2 seasons. The character designs in the poster look really polished because the first 2 seasons were, well, they were a while ago, but they were also like not that great in terms of visuals. But actually, I don't know who did the first 2 seasons. What
Madhouse,
studio?
wasn't it?
Okay, well, they didn't do that great for animation wise. Well, Madhouse will be doing the third season as well. So, if you haven't even heard of Chihaya Furu, it's a really good show. It's about a quote unquote card game. It's not like okay, I don't know how to describe this. It's a very traditional Japanese card game. Um, and so it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh, even though for the memes it could be, but it's not really. Um, but it's basically the main point of it is that it's basically a sports anime in that it goes into really painstaking detail about each and every move of the characters. So definitely check it out if you haven't before. And I'm happy that actually I'm mixed feelings. I'm happy that it's getting a sequel, but I also don't even remember what happened in the first few seasons. So they better give me a recap episode, or else I have no idea what's gonna be going on. But yeah,
Well, they might, because I've noticed lately a trend with these anime that are getting sequels that had their last seasons, years ago. The first episode is almost always a recap episode because it's been so long.
honey, I watched the recap episode for Don Machi, and I still don't remember these characters.
To be fair, that recap episode was not that good. It didn't do a really good job of explaining the story so far.
Wah, wah.
So yeah, I have not seen the first two seasons of Chihaya Furu, and being that I'm not planning on picking up a whole lot next season, I actually might go back and watch the first two seasons of Chihaya Furu and see if it's worth investing my time
You
in.
should. It's really good. I'm surprised that you're not watching a lot in the fall season. I have so much stuff I want to watch in the fall. I have nothing I'm watching in the summer right now.
Nah, it's because there's so many sequels to stuff I just really don't care about it. Like there's Psychopath season 3. I lost so much goodwill for the Psychopaths after season 2. It's like,
What do you mean? Why didn't you like season 2?
It was boring compared to the first season.
You're boring compared to the first version.
Whoa. Okay. I don't even know where you're going with that. Moving on. Yeah, I don't. There's so many sequels coming out to stuff I either haven't seen or just don't care about anymore. So I'm not planning on picking up a whole lot. So I was thinking of making fall 2019 like a dip into my backlog.
Honestly, that sounds like a really good idea, and I wish I could do the same.
But anyway, yeah. So maybe I will check out Chihaya Furu while I'm looking for stuff in a backlog, because I've had it on my plan to watch list for a while.
Yes.
So be a good time to finally get back and dig into it and do what I do. All right, Shinoda.
Okay. So, this is a
Yes.
doozy. The hero is invincible, but too cautious.
It's gotta be a light novel with a title like that.
Like, it can't be anything but. Like, there's no way in hell that's a title for anything else. So, this is being done by White Fox, and that, alright, I'm looking forward to it. But I watched the PV for it, and it's basically just a trailer of him like working out in a dark room, and they really show off his muscles. And let me tell you, they start with the opening shot of his back, and ooh, girl, let me tell you, oh,
Oh God.
I'm sorry,
Calm down.
good back muscles. That gets me going. But
Oh God. Kill me now.
but no, this looks like another rather stupid light novel that got adapted. Basically, OP hero, and his whole thing is he's really cautious about stuff. Like straight up going from the synopsis. He is ridiculously cautious. For instance, he would buy 3 sets of armor, one to wear, a spare, and a spare for the spare.
Honey,
I
do
mean,
the same.
honestly, yeah, I get it, but especially when I'm playing games, I'll do the same type of shit. But
And you got a
honestly,
horde.
like from what it sounds like, it's less he's being cautious, more, or it's less him being invincible, more he's so cautious that things go his way because he's planned everything out. Either way, this sounds rather shitty, but maybe somewhat enjoyable. And I've heard there's a lot of slimes in the anime, and I fucking love me some slimes, so I'll watch
Oh.
it. I'll give it a chance.
God.
Honey, slimes on those muscles?
Oh, I mean,
Oh, honey.
you know,
Whoa.
I.
Okay.
Shinoda was like, I was gonna plan to put my slime on those muscles.
Either way, really.
Okay.
Oh.
Why do I invite you two on?
We're tasteful people.
All right. So the next one, So the next one I want to talk about, I have a question for all of you. So let's say you're in a plane and it crashes with a group of other people that you went to high school with, and you get isekai to a fantasy world that's like medieval times, right?
I fucking
What's the
killed
first thing you
myself.
would
I
do
can't rely on
when you
someone
got
else
there?
for group projects. Are you shitting me?
Well, that's not what these people do. No, this group of high schoolers build a fucking nuclear reactor in the isekai world. Because that's the first thing any high
How do
schooler
you
would do.
like?
Clearly.
Huh?
Uranium.
All right, so the show I'm talking about is, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce its Japanese title. The English translation is High School Prodigies Have It Easy Even in Another World.
I feel like it's Danganronpa meets Gates.
You know, I kind of got that feeling too, a little bit, especially since one of the tags in this is politics, so maybe. But yeah, this entire story is about a group of high schoolers that get in a plane crash, and they are from a high IQ high school, and all of them have different specialties. Like one's a genius politician, one's a genius physicist, one's like a genius doctor or some shit. I don't know.
So in the trailer, they were like showing off visually what the people were. And there's this one girl who just jumped off a tower and then like parachuted down. And I'm like, well, not even parachuted. She just had like a blanket that she used as a parachute. And I'm like, what does that mean? What is your specialty? Like, there's one guy who's a politician, there's one girl who's a doctor, and you're just jumping off a tower. I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, some would say suicide is a special power.
Sure. Maybe she's a psychologist.
This premise seems so ridiculous.
Honestly, I like the premise. If it wasn't high school children, then it would be interesting, but it is.
Yeah,
so
if
it
like
isn't.
middle-aged people who know what the fuck they're doing, then yeah, I'm all with you. But the fact that it's high schoolers, I'm like, all right, if I were a high schooler, even if I were a fucking genius high schooler, my first inclination upon coming to a new world would not be, let's build the fucking nuclear reactor. It's, no, might need to find some food and water, might need to get to know some of the people here, might need to find shelter.
Maybe.
It's just so stupid.
Colonize the new world.
I might just watch the first episode just for the laugh. Yeah, just to laugh. Just to laugh.
Well, there should be plenty to laugh at there. All right, show, what do you got?
What do I have? Oh, I wrote down this show called Mairimashita Iruma-kun, which I just have it here because I think the character designs are super quirky. The main character is like so derpy. He has like cross-eyed face, and
he's literally cross-eyed in the poster.
yeah. So I think I really like cross-eyed characters,
But
I don't know if that's problematic, but it's so cute. Anyways, I really like the character design for this, and I think it'll be really cute. So I'm interested. The actual story is like this shonen boy gets trapped in some demon world or some shit. But I hope it's good. It doesn't actually have a trailer, so I have no idea what it's going to be like. But
I can tell you exactly how good it's going to be by telling you who's making it.
Who is it?
It's being made by, brace yourselves, Bandai Namco
shit.
Studios.
Honey, big names.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, sure. Depending on what world you're in. When I think anime, I don't really think of Bandai Namco.
Fair, but Bandai Namco got
Honey, you're watching
money
the wrong
behind
anime.
them.
Yeah, they got
They
money.
do got money. I don't know. This just looks really, really weird.
It's quirky. It's fun.
Sure. Sure.
Know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a show called Actually I Am. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's very
I've heard of it. I didn't watch it.
uh the main character in that one is also cross-eyed. So
I
I
see.
think this is a new like kink.
Weird,
Okay.
but okay.
Well then, moving on to other kinks. Chinoda.
It's a isekai. I'm gonna say that straight up. But, just hear me out on this. It's called Hatage Kimono Michi, and just listen to this synopsis. Professional wrestler and animal lover Shibata Genzo is suddenly summoned to another world. Greeted by a princess, she requests to get rid of the evil beasts roaming in this world. Outraged that he was asked to kill monsters, Genzo German suplexes the princess. Unable to get back to Earth, he decides to live a peaceful life and manage a monster pet shop.
Whoa, hold on. So this is basically Ric Flair the anime?
I think it is.
Am I gonna just tune in to see Vince McMahon every week come in and pull Deus Ex Machinas out of his ass? I will fucking
Dude, I
watch it if
don't
that's
know,
the case.
but like, as soon as I was reading this, and as soon as I saw German suplex the princess, I'm like, I'm in. Like, that's all you needed to tell me.
Is this the WWE anime I've
And
wanted
like,
all my life?
they even show him like starting to suplex her in the PV, and I'm just like, I need to see this in all its glory. Like, this just sounds amazing. First, you got a wrestler that's gonna be a pet shop owner for monsters. Like, honestly, does this not sound
God, Vince
fantastic?
McMahon needs to make a cameo in this. I swear to God, he does. It sounds like something.
Yeah, Studio Engi?
Also, I'd like to point out that not to get anyone's hopes down, but this is the
ENGI.
very first outing for the studio that's doing it.
But yeah, this is
NG or
literally
NG?
their
I don't
Neon
know.
Genesis
first
Evangelion.
anime.
Yeah.
It's founded by Kadokawa,
I don't
actually.
know.
Sammy Corporation and Ultra Super Pictures. But yeah, it's a subsidiary
Okay,
of
well then that means
Kadokawa.
it'll
So
whatever. That's
yeah, and it
Comes with
honestly
the
doesn't look that bad in
all right. Well,
terms of
WWE
everything.
the anime.
Nothing to like
I
write
should
home about,
check that out, I
obviously, but
suppose.
it looks decent, and I'll definitely be watching it. If it's bad, I'll just drop it, obviously. But it seems like it'll be decent and have its quirks. I like that.
All right, moving on. So the next one I want to talk about is an anime called Assassin's Pride. Now, when I originally read the synopsis for this and watched the trailer, I thought, all right, interesting designs, nice art style. The setup sounds like it could make for a good story. And then I scrolled down and I saw the tag that said harem, and I was instantly turned off. But then I talked to John about this because John has actually read the source material, which is a light novel for this anime. And he basically said the same thing. It's an interesting premise that gets fucked up by an incompetent writer. So, yeah. The main character bears a striking resemblance to Kirito. And apparently, according to John, who, like I said, has read the source material, like Kirito, this main character is drenched in plot armor.
As are most light novel protagonists.
True, especially if they happen to be male light novel protagonists. I don't know. It's disappointing because as I said, it looks like the art style and the animation actually.
Are you okay?
What was that noise?
I'm sorry. Just I'm so
Oh my
excited.
God! This is Jesus Christ. Will you pay attention? We're recording a podcast here. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I don't even know where to go after that. Fucking, it's Assassin's Pride. It's a harem. Fuck it.
I also
Next.
think it's way too well animated for the actual material that it's portraying.
I know, like, why waste such good animation on a shitty source?
Yeah, it's a shame.
All right, show. What do you have
Um,
next?
Alex,
Which I guess is last.
can I drop
Yes,
a knowledge bomb on you?
What?
I'm always down to be learned.
Did you know that there is more to racing than increasing your speed?
That's news to me.
That is the tagline for Katagawa Jet Girls, which is just an absurdly ecchi show about girls doing water sports, particularly jet skiing. And what particularly they mean when they say there's more to than just speed, I think they're talking about the buoyancy of the.
Of titties.
Sure. Because, okay, this is just like, if you want low quality Keijo, you can watch Katagawa Jet Girls. One of the girls, her tits are like fucking bigger than her head. But, and I am.
Not saying that's like impossible, but not
Are you
healthy.
kidding me?
I've seen people with enormous titties.
Okay, Alex.
Just saying.
You
And they haven't all been women.
Alex, please just shut your mouth.
Ugh.
What the hell is wrong with you people? Okay, no, but I'm actually somewhat tempted to watch this just because it's gonna be so ridiculous, and also I want to know what more there is to racing than just increasing your speed.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say this is gonna be ecchi in some way or another, simply because it's being done by TNK. TNK is best known for doing High School DxD and School Days.
Delicious.
Best anime ever. So yeah, I'm assuming it's in some way, shape, or form there will definitely be ecchi involved in this. Maybe it's gonna be lesbians.
That's I know it's definitely ecchi.
No,
the main
no,
appeal
no,
of this
Maybe
is
the
ecchi.
jet they're referring to is squirting.
That's way
No,
too graphic.
you have to think above all that. They're gonna be looting the cars.
There are
It's
no
not cars,
cars.
it's jet
They're
skis.
jet skis.
Oh, sorry, jet skis. They're gonna be looting the jet skis.
What? It's gonna be trash. Is what it's going to be.
That hasn't stopped you before.
That's very true. I won't even lie about that. It's very true.
You know, I'm pretty sure
I
there
watch
are.
some trash. I mean, hell, I'm watching Danmachi right now.
I'm pretty sure there are.
Hell yeah.
There must be at least one lesbian in this show.
I would be disappointed if there wasn't. All right, Shinoda, what do you got?
Okay, some random trashy shit called XL Joshi. Basically, and her boss, upon running into him after a night of drinking, reveals that he actually is an XL size, and a romance between the two of them begins. It sounds so trashy, and it just sounds like fan service, and I'm looking forward to it because I am that person. It just sounds bad.
All right, so I want to tell you something. I read this synopsis when I first heard about it, and I was reading it, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be an anime about a slut.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind that, but, yeah. So, it's apparently, getting short, 5 minutes, and it's got a rating of R. And, like, if I remember right, they're gonna be airing it at, like, 1 a.m.
Oh.
So, like, it's gonna be a late night thing.
If I don't see Peen, I will be disappointed.
I seriously doubt they'll show that.
You can see.
God damn it, Japan.
I really
a
doubt that.
blurred
Maybe
out
tits,
phallic
like,
image.
at the most. But yeah, it's being done by Magic Bus.
What a name.
I'm not even kidding. That's what they're called.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ alive. Alright, moving on. So the last one I want to talk about is an anime, which is the actual official anime of the IRA. IRA? No, not the IRA. The NRA. Not the
Whoa,
Irish
I
Republican
was
Army.
about to
No,
say.
no, no, no.
I mean,
The
let's be
NRA.
real. What's the difference?
I think there are many people in Ireland that would tell you there's a big difference, sir. But anyway, yeah, I
you're
want to
right.
talk
Not
about.
as nearly as corrupt.
Yeah. I want to talk about an anime called Rifle is Beautiful, or as I'm sure will be said over and over again in this anime, Rifle is Beautiful. Because that's the actual Japanese title, Rifle is Beautiful.
Otherwise, also known as waifu rifles.
Yeah, waifu rifles. I mean, that's pretty much all this is. It's basically really pretty girls using rifles. Sports shooting is what it is. Competitive sports shooting, and that's it. That's all this is. It's based on a manga that's currently releasing, so it won't have a definitive ending. But yeah, if you like cute girls and you like guns and you like cute girls using guns, this is definitely the anime for you to check out. That's it. That's all I got. That's it. I'm done.
All right, show.
I
Wait,
ain't got
actually,
nothing
hold
left.
on. I have a question. Were you joking about the whole NRA thing, or was that serious?
No, of
Shinoda.
course I was
Oh my
joking.
god.
Okay, sorry. Sometimes I just have to make sure.
You disappoint me greatly.
To be fair, I can be fair about that because sometimes weird things happen. Okay.
All right. So
Show
showed
what
it.
do you want to talk about?
No, you're the only one that has things left.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. Me then. Okay. So the last one. This is a remake of a older anime that aired 2009. I think you said,
2008.
Alex. 2008, and the manga is old as fuck.
Okay, wait. It's made in my lifetime, so shut the fuck up.
Old as
To restate
fuck.
what I said, old as fuck.
Shinoda won't be on the podcast anymore.
Blade of the Immortal. It's about a immortal swordsman who's been cursed with eternal life, and he's gotten tired with living with all the death he created and all that. So he plans on he gets a plan to regain his mortality and sets about doing it. And I'll be honest, this seems pretty cool, and the story seems really interesting. I'm actually looking forward to this to see how it goes because I really enjoyed the older styled written stories. It's a lot more interesting than some of the newer ones. And the PV, it definitely did not look bad. I'll say that.
Yeah, the animation or the art style looks really good.
Yeah, it looks to be of the older style, which I really appreciate. And this is being done by Leiden Films.
I don't know if it's pronounced Leiden or Leiden, but it's one of those two.
I'm pretty sure it's Leiden because of how it is. Anyways, Leiden Films, and they're a studio that is pretty hit or miss with a lot of their stuff. It's more of a hit than miss, but so they'll have misses now and
Oh, but
then.
when they miss, boy, did they miss! Berserk
Yeah,
2016.
yeah, they're the ones who did that. But that being said, just from the very little we've seen so far, this seems to be one of the ones that's a hit. So I'm looking forward to it. Alex, how about you? Do you think you'll watch this, give it a chance?
I'll definitely check this out. I find it funny because this is as kind of I don't want to say it's based on an actual historical event because it's not, but it's a historical period type of anime, and it also got picked up by Amazon for their streaming. They're the ones that are going to be streaming it over the fall. I find it ironic that Amazon picked up both this and Dororo this year, and they're both kind of period piece samurai anime.
Going for that Chuny crowd. And they got it in
I-
Alex.
I I suppose. The original anime adaptation of Blade of the Immortal didn't actually do very well. It wasn't very well received back in 2008, and it was done by I don't even know who it was done by. B Train. Oh God, no wonder. Um, but the manga that it's based on is very, very highly regarded. So I'm interested to see if this time around if we'll get a better uh, adaptation than we got the first time. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking this out if for no other reason than the manga itself is so highly regarded. And I think that's it. We're done.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining us for the fall
I'm not
preview.
done yet.
Oh damn. Okay. Okay. Fine.
We're done
Go.
with what we're going to be talking about. I mean, obviously, we didn't talk about everything that's coming out. There are a few sequels we didn't mention. Thank God no one here is a Fate fan because we'd have to talk about that bullshit. But yeah, there's a lot of sequels coming out this season. So as I said before, I'm probably going to be dipping into my backlog since a lot of these sequels that are coming out are for things I either don't care about anymore or haven't seen. And also, I'd like to point out that this season and then toward the end of the summer season, we're also getting all 3 of the Legend of the Galactic Heroes movies that are coming from Production IG that are the sequel movies to the remake that was done back in 2018.
Crunchyroll.
God, I'm so excited.
I'm really hoping that someone Crunchyroll picks those up, or they get shown in theaters here in the States. But I'm not going to really hold my breath because Crunchyroll is just, I don't know if they have some kind of like allergy to movies or something. One other thing I would like to point out that we didn't really get to, there is another movie coming out during this season called Human Lost, being done by Polygon Pictures, and it's an anime adaptation of Osamu Dazai's No Longer Human novel. Funny thing about that, we are actually getting it in theaters here in the US before it premieres in theaters in Japan. So if you do get a chance, go check that out. I've actually read a translation of that novel. It's actually a pretty good story, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how it was adapted into a movie. Other than that, before we actually sign off, I want to ask you two here what your thoughts have been on the summer season, seeing as it's nearly over. What did you like? What did you hate? What did you drop?
Honey, what didn't I drop?
I know you dropped a lot of stuff, I think.
No, but I don't think for me, there wasn't much to watch in the summer season. The only standout things are Carolyn Tuesday, Anime of the Year. Watch it. It is amazing in every way. Fire Force, which is well animated, and Vinland Saga, which I like the manga. So that's about. There's nothing else that great.
I would say you mentioned Carolyn Tuesday. Definitely, if you haven't checked that out yet, definitely check it out. It's well worth your time. And also something else that didn't start in the summer season but is ending in the summer season, Demon Slayer, also definitely well worth your time.
Fucking
check that out
god
too.
tier.
But again, like you said, Vinland Saga, Fire Force, both of them so far at least look good to me. And yeah, I do enjoy the Vinland Saga manga, so I'm definitely keeping up with that. Yeah, I would say the 2 standouts from this season are anime that didn't even start in the summer. That'd be Carolyn Tuesday and Demon Slayer. What about you, Chinoda? Anything in particular that you dropped or hated or loved that we haven't talked about already? I know one that you hate.
Okay, go ahead.
Dr. Stone.
Oh yeah, I dropped that.
I just wanted to say that because Natai's not here.
I don't hate it, but I just don't think it's that good. Especially not with how much advertisement it's getting.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong. It's like maybe it'll improve. I'll keep on watching because it's not that bad.
This is coming from the guy who watches Black Clover. Dr. Stone isn't that great.
This is coming from the guy who's watching Black Clover and SAO. Like,
oh god. So your opinion is officially invalid.
Yeah, but like if I'm the one saying
he said,
Dr. Stone really isn't.
Yeah. Someone who doesn't mind Black Clover minds Dr. Stone, so you can see the tier in
obvious
those shows.
tiers.
Yeah. I will say this, and I don't see this talked about often enough, and I really love it. I wish more people will watch this at least eventually once it's over. Maidens of the Savage Season. I've gotten Show to watch it, and he loves it also.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
I
yeah,
enjoy
it's
it,
something else.
but I wouldn't call it like a standout of the season for me.
I think it really does depend on the person, but for me personally, I really like it because it just takes that perspective of teenagers coming into the adult world, and I like it. It's different. It's really cool. And Copcraft is also really cool. One thing that a friend of mine, Evan, actually noticed is they really, really paid attention to the cars. Like the animation director or the art director, whoever, really likes their cars because they get it down right to the wheels, the mods, everything. And that's actually really cool. But other than that, the story itself is average. It looks okay, but the characters are rather likable.
All right, fair enough. So we will see everyone back here for the winter 2020 season preview in about 3 months. Until then, thank you all there for dropping in to listen to us. We hope you enjoyed it because we always enjoy bringing this stuff to you. If you want to check out previous episodes of the podcast, you can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify. If you want to keep up with what we're doing, you can join us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, and our website. Shoot us an email if you have any questions or if you have ideas for topics you would like for us to talk about in the future. Links to all these things will be down below in the description. As always, I have been your host, Alex, and I will see you next time. Say goodnight, everybody.
Alex is furry.
I am not a furry.
As I was trying to say earlier, thank you for joining us, and look forward to the next season of anime, you damn weebs.
I am not a furry.
Whatever you need to tell yourself.
No, not a furry.
Come on!